Hey guys, it's Targon here doing a Raid Shadow Legends video, and today my friend Purdy Hippo asked me to come in and do an account takeover because he's been struggling with building his clan boss team. He's been trying to build this really cool comp called Batman Forever, and basically it's using Sir Nick, Warcaster, and Seeker to have everybody unkillable and going at a 2-for-1 ratio with the clan boss. So that means you're getting 2 turns for every 1 the clan boss is doing, which means high damage output potential. So it's really got some exciting potential, but he's been having some trouble with it falling apart. So he asked me to come in and take a look, and I thought I would share it with you because there's so many things that are going on with the clan boss in terms of who he's going to be targeting for the stun and making sure that everything is synced up. So it's very easy to get out of sync. Every little detail matters, right? So I'm going to cover some of the basics, but let's go ahead and look at his team first. And he's got a pretty cool team set up. So he's using Brawler and Sato as his DPS champions. So Sato's got a drop defense on his A1, which is perfect. That should keep drop defense on the whole time, and everybody else is going to be using their War Masters. So that's going to basically double the damage from a War Master proc. And, well, maybe not quite double, but it increases it significantly. Brawler's throwing poisons around. Should be good, except that we're having some trouble with the stun targeting. So when it comes to stun targeting, basically think of it like this. The clan boss is going to target the champion with the lowest HP bar. Not the lowest HP, but the lowest HP bar. However, there's a few variants to that. One is if it's a weak affinity to the clan boss, he's not going to target that champion. Also, if there's unkillable or block damage, the clan boss won't target that champion unless they have at least 10% of their max HP. All right, so that's going to be key. We want to make sure that the person taking the stun has a lower HP bar, but their HP bar is still at least 10%. All right, so that can be a little tough to do. But he's got Brawler built really well for this, actually. He's got high HP, so you want higher HP on your stun target, and you want lower defense. So he's trying to make Brawler the stun target, and usually he's a great stun target. Everybody else you'll see in here, higher defense. All right? So the reason everybody else needs higher defense is because that way Brawler's taking a bigger hit. He's got a bigger pool of HP, so it comes down even further, right? So Clan Boss does his damage. HP bar drops more for Brawler. We've got Sir Nick here, a little bit different from Maneater. Maneater does the block debuffs, but he's doing continuous heals. So that's going to hopefully be keeping people up over the 15% mark, at least. And so then all things even, so once we get to the point where like everybody's going down completely on every hit, then the continuous heal should bring them back up to 15%, right? That's the theory and concept. And then if all things are even, Clan Boss will target the leader. So we've got Brawler in the leader position. The other thing you can do to make it a little bit easier in guiding the stun target is you have your Mastery Life Drinker on everybody but your stun target. And so if when we go in and look at all the masteries, you'd see like Brawler is the only one who does not have that. So again, we're set up very well. But I'm going to show you one challenge with using Brawler in this type of comp, okay? And so I think he opens with the A3, and then A1. I'm going to have him open with the A1 just to get the drop defense, and then Sir Nick A1s, and there we go. And he had turned off Brawler's A2, so basically he's just doing the A1, putting a bunch of poisons out. Right, and you'll see kind of the continuous heals keeping everybody going. And so this comp looks like it's going really well. See, he's targeting Brawler with the stun. But you'll see where it falls apart here in just a few minutes. And what ends up happening, the reason that this falls apart, I'll just go ahead and explain it, is that Brawler's poisons keep stacking. And so even though he has the 15% continuous heal, those poisons are doing 2.5% damage each. So once we start getting to the point where he's going down to 0, the continuous heal is not bringing him up over the 10% mark. All right. Now, I did try running this with his A2 in place, but again, that was causing issues. So what will end up happening here is that he's going to drop below the 10% mark, and the clan boss is going to target somebody else, and that's going to throw everything out of tune because he can target any number of these other champions. The other issue that can arise, so even if I was to switch and make Sato be the stun target, the challenge then is that Brawler actually will still end up dying because he does occasionally take turns without block damage or without unkillable, and the poisons can kill him. Now it's set up so that the clan boss is never hitting anybody when they don't have either block damage or unkillable, but remember that there's turns in between, and Brawler is taking damage on the turns in between. So that's what throws this off. All right, so there we see that he's got just over 10% of his health, but there he's going under. So right now he is under 10% health. Sir Nick puts the unkillable up, but because he's under 10%, the stun went to Warcaster, who lost a turn. All right, so now everything is getting thrown out of whack. Also, eventually, you can have it where the poisons are going to kill him. So I'm going to go ahead and pause now and switch over. All right, so what are we going to do here? So he's so Purdy's actually, he doesn't have like a ton of champion options. I mean, he's got a fair number of 60s here, but you know, usually when I'm looking for unkillable champs, I'd go with like Fane or Razin could be really good. The challenge here is if we're trying to create a stun target, he's got high defense, so that's going to make building him hard, and his damage scales from defense, so it's not really optimal to make him be the stun target. But what I'm thinking we're going to do here and is rebuild Frozen Banshee to become the stun target. It's not really as optimal for her because we do want to try and keep her poison sensitivity on and cycling through. But actually, I think, oh, it is, so it's 3 turns. So I think even if she's taking the stun, she's going to cycle through this for the most part every 2 turns. So she's going to work great. And then if poison sensitivity is on, then she's putting these poisons on. So actually might increase the damage from what Brawler would have been doing anyway. Challenge is she does not have a high base HP. Brawler has much higher, so getting her to the HP levels is going to be a challenge. But I think right now he's got her set up more as like a damage dealer with like the higher crit damage, higher attack. But we're going to probably try and swap this for HP. And I might just look at putting the gear on her that Brawler has. All right, so I double checked, and so there's actually a fair amount of variance for this the speed that he was running Brawler in. So what we're going to do is we're just going to switch all of her artifacts for his. But we're also going to need I think we might need to reset her masteries. Look at equipped. Brawler's got this accuracy chest piece. Where did it go? Oh, I'm trying to gear him and not her. There we go. And perception. Swap that on. And her base speed is like 1 higher than his, which is nice because then you can just swap it right there. Where's it? There's the boots. Where's the gloves? There. Her defense is still lower than everybody else's, which is good. Ideally, probably want a slightly higher HP on her. But this is going to take it down. And I think you need to have less. You have to have between 218 and 227 speed, so we are good. Obviously, to optimize Banshee, she can hit fairly hard. So ideally, you would want to build her with crit rate, but just for the sake of getting this up and running, we're going to go ahead and equip. Used 1,000,000 silver to do that, but oh well. Let's see. Could we? So we don't want to upgrade the helmet because that could bump up the speed. Don't really want to bump up her defense either. Okay, she's got HP amulet, attack banner. Do we have? I think I'm gonna put this one on just because that way we're gonna pump up her accuracy a little bit and her HP goes up. Obviously her, oh no, speed, darn it. Never mind. Forgot that part. All right, we'll just leave it as is. She's gonna be at 220. That's kind of like bare minimum for Ultra Nightmare. So the other thing we're gonna have to do is see she's got Life Drinker on. So we're gonna have to go in and redo her masteries. Let's see. Hopefully, because we don't have enough gems. Let's see. He's going. We're not going to want lasting gifts. So I'd probably want to rebuild her anyway. Cycle of Magic won't really matter for her. So yeah, we'll go ahead. Oh no! No! All right, we can try it with Life Drinker. Since everybody's got Life Drinker, it might work okay. But he's already reset her masteries. So that could put a bit of a hiccup in our plans, but let's go ahead and we'll bring her in. Oh, and she increases accuracy, so we should be fine on the accuracy piece. And I don't have her hitting super hard. Of course, the challenge is if her War Master goes off, then we could be talking about her healing a little too much and then again switching the stun target away from herself. So I'm thinking this probably actually won't work just because she has the Life Drinker on. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it and kind of see how we do moving forward. All right, we're kind of at that point right now where they're taking enough damage where this is going to come into effect with the Life Drinker. Now, I don't have her doing a ton of damage, so she might be okay. The challenge is going to be when Sir Nick... Well, Sir Nick's built well enough, but like when Sir Nick uses his... when he uses this skill, if he's at 0, could that could potentially cause issues because he's not getting that extra life drinker. So yeah, you see now her HP bar is higher. So Clan Boss is going to attack again. But yeah, I think he's going to target Warcaster here. Oh wait. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to target Warcaster with the stun. Yeah. And so this is the point where it would fall apart. The reason that she's higher is because of the Life Drinker going off, especially if you combine Life Drinker with a War Master going off. That's going to get her HP up higher. But I think what we have right now will work. Everything was in tune. We're at turn 18. There was nothing going out of tune before this point. So what we have right now is going to work. We just need to get the Life Drinker off of her. Obviously, as well, because she's magic affinity, this won't work against Spirit, but I'm not sure how well it would work against Spirit anyways, unless we were to bring in maybe a Doom Priest. Could potentially go in Sato's spot to just bring the cleanses, because you'd want to get that decreased speed off. And even sometimes with Doom Priest, like that tiny amount in between can still throw everybody off. So, but I think for every other affinity, this should work fine. This comp, we just can't have her with the life drinkers on her. All right. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope this gives you some things to think about. I'm going to just talk to Purdy and ask him to, farm some gems, and then we can redo her masteries so that she'll be all set to go as the stun target for this boss. Could look at other champions, but really none of the other champions are going to bring a whole lot to the fight other than just being the stun target. So I'm thinking probably best use of resources is to just wait until she has enough, until there's enough gems so that she can have the remastered, and then we'll get this going, and hopefully I'll maybe add a little second piece to just show it running smoothly afterwards. All right. So thank you for watching. Hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.